Why is it so hard to find a job in the UK right now? Oh my god. Bro, all I'm gonna say is, yeah, if you have a job that pays you, where you get regular shifts and all of that, please do not leave. Be grateful. Say Alhamdulillah. Because I promise you, there's people out there that would love to be in your position. As much as you might hate what you're doing, like you don't like the job, all of that stuff, bro, don't leave. Unless you've secured something else, then go. But other than that, bro, it is so hard to find a job. I promise you, there's guys that are applying for over 200 jobs. Nothing, bro. They're not even getting back to you. Nothing, bro. It's peak out here, bro. Please help me find a job.
Why is the UK grad scheme market, entry level market, job market in general so cooked? Bro, I've been trying to find jobs for ages, yeah, like full-time jobs, entry level jobs, grad scheme jobs, just trying to get some experience under my hand, get a few, dollar, sweet money. But no one's hiring. No one's hiring. What's going on? They say anyone with these transferable skills can apply. I have the transferable skills necessary, yeah, from my previous experience and stuff. But then when you go to the interview, they reject you after interview. It's so cooked. It's genuinely so cooked. And then if I go back and do a master's, yeah, and then I graduate with a master's and then apply for the same types of roles with a master's, they're just going to say I'm overqualified. So it's a lose-lose situation. What's going on? What is genuinely going on? But then to apply for an internship, you need experience. But then to get experience, you need to have like 5 years level of PhD worth of intellect, which no one has. I'm actually so done with the job market. Obviously, I'm going to carry on and continue applying, but it's just forced me to pursue my passions. Passions being TikTok money and tutoring, which isn't stable. I just want a 9 to 5. Like, I've genuinely given up trying to be rich. I just want a 9 to 5 with a decent 30k salary. Bro, give me anything. I don't care. As long as it's halal money.
Basically crashed out because last week I did an interview and it was between me and someone else and they picked the other person. So I spent a good 30 minutes crying because this is the new normal for me. Every time I put in effort to get a job, they always just pick the other person. I'm sick and tired of always putting in an effort, and that's why I just don't want to put the filter on, because this is like literally the state of me. Like every time I get a job rejection. Last week I got rejected from a apprenticeship. This week it's a job interview. Earlier this year I lost a job contract, which I'm glad I didn't pick up. Then I got rejected from another interview and another one. So I just wanted to show you guys that, yeah, this is what people go through.
Can we just, talk about how difficult it is to get into the UK jobs market right now? Is it just me, or is it stupidly hard to get employment? All my employment's agency anyway, so I don't normally have to worry about this, but as an experiment, I applied for a weekend job. I'm not going to name the shop, but it was just stacking some shelves, and the application process was ridiculous. Ridiculous. So you had to do two, assessments, and one was the equivalent of a personality test that took half an hour to do, and the other one was some sort of situational test, in which quite a few of the answers were quite similar anyway. And then that doesn't even get onto the application form, in which you have to write almost the equivalent of War and Peace. I mean, I got ChatGPT to do it, because it would have taken me over an hour to do. How is anyone employed? How is anybody in contracted employment? And that's just for stacking some shelves. If it's a skilled role, I get that, but stacking some shelves? And you're requiring all that? Should just be your CV. I'm sorry, guys, it should just be your CV for me. I saw something the other week in which the government's apparently bamboozled because there's 10 million people who are economically inactive. Yeah, I'm not surprised. If that's what it takes to get into employment, I'm not surprised. I mean, I understand for a skilled role. I mean, if you're going for a director or something like that, yeah, but I mean, they call it low-skilled work. It's not low-skilled work. It's actually quite high-skilled work. But, for low-skilled jobs like that, it should just be your CV. That's why all my employment's agency, because it's so much quicker and more efficient, and you don't need all this stuff. You really don't need all this stuff. Not being snobby, but I have a degree in business, right? I've been studying business at university. I can teach you all about investing and cyclical trading, dip trading, social trading. I can teach you about the macroeconomic policy and where the price of Bitcoin is going. Yeah, no problem. But I can't do that. Even that, and it's not even just me. I know like career professionals, PhDs, and my friend's mother's even a lawyer, my uni friend's mother, and even she struggles. Apparently she can't get in either. I don't know, let me know in the comments if anybody's watching this, but for me it's just ridiculous to try and get into employment in the UK. It's stupidly hard.
You also have to think how hard it is to get a job. I've been trying to get a job for 4 years, I'm still unemployed. Part-time, Tesco, Asda. You know you're going to name all of them, I've tried everywhere, honestly, for 4 years.
You must be staring at your CV.
I must be doing, that's why, but genuinely, since I turned 16, right, I've been applying. I've had a few interviews, yeah, but genuinely, Co-op, flipping, Tesco, Primark, H&M, all of them.
Have you ever had a job in 4 years?
No.
I've had like 5 or 6.
Teach me how, please, because genuinely, there must be something wrong. I've tried agencies, I can't find any.
I went for a job interview today. As you can see, I'm looking steady. Do you know what I mean? Try and guess the reason why I failed. Try and guess the reason why I failed. And listen, I've been going to a lot of job interviews, so I've heard a lot of reasons why I failed in it, and a lot of them I understand in it. But this is a new one on me. The reason why I failed, and I shit you not, the reason why I failed was because the guy basically said that he was not sure if I was going to get along with the other team members. But he doesn't, first, you don't even know me. How do you even know? You see me, I'm not trying to gas myself up, but I think I'm a nice guy, do you know what I mean? I wouldn't think, like, do I look unapproachable? No, seriously, like, do I look like a dickhead? Do I look like a wheeze man? Do I look like someone that, do you know what I mean? Do I look like a rude guy? Like, please, someone let me know. But hey, maybe he was justified in his reasoning, do you know what I mean? Obviously, I'm not the manager. I was supposed to have a trial shift today, so you fully could have seen how I would have worked in that environment, but hey, at least I didn't get my time wasted, do you know what I mean? I'm not complaining.
We are genuinely at the point now where people my age, I'm 24, aren't interested in work anymore. And it's not in a lazy, oh, I don't want to work anymore way. It's more like, what is the point of dedicating so much of my time for a job that isn't going to give me the same back? Because our pays are shit. We've got no benefits. We can't buy houses. We can't go on holidays that we want, and if we do go on holidays, like once every 2 years. Even rent's expensive because all the older generation own all the houses. Commuting to work is expensive, and I feel like hospitality and retail jobs are just becoming increasingly appealing to people like me, because we're like, why are we actually stressing and putting responsibility on ourselves in a job that we may progress in, maybe, but the job market is so bad and the competition within jobs is so bad that even the chance of progression, you actually have to extremely fight for it like nothing else. Like, it's just impossible, basically. Especially, like, at my job, I know it's impossible. Why would I do that when I could go work in Aldi for £5 more an hour? Probably not in Aldi, but in a lot of jobs you can pick your hours better. I used to work at Cafe Nero before this career job as a barista whilst I was at uni. And I'm not even lying when I say that job gave me more fulfillment. Being a barista. And I work in a job where I feel like I'm actually helping, like I'm in essential services. So I do feel like I'm doing something for society, but at the same time I'm like, I am not getting paid enough for this, and I'm not getting benefits, so what is the point? What is the point? I just don't get it. And so many times I've been tempted, I'd be like, I could go back to my coffee shop job. And I know some people are going to be like, do it then. But it's still like kind of heartbreaking knowing that you spent so much time on a degree or so much time at a job, because I've been at this job for a few years now, just for you to be like, well, it's not what it was, not what I thought it was, or it's not getting me anywhere. So, yeah.
You know, the UK job market is absolutely on it when companies out there want you to have at least 5 years experience and a degree, and all they're offering is a 30k salary and free on-site parking.
One of the reasons the job market in the UK is so bad right now, no one seems to be talking about it, is the changes that were made to the IR35 tax laws. Now, if you don't know what IR35 is, essentially it is a tax law that determines if someone can work as self-employed and run for their own limited company for private and public sector organisations. So when they need to hire contractors instead of permanent staff, you would typically be outside IR35. Now, you may remember that we had the big lorry fiasco and so many lorry drivers, and people blamed it on Brexit, but realistically it was nothing to do with that. It was to do with IR35. And the main reason is people want to be paid fairly in the UK, which they typically aren't. Whereas someone like myself, I could quite easily earn 2 or 3 times more just by being a contractor. But there is that added risk. Now, the reason this has impacted the job market so badly is because those people who were contractors, outside IR35 contracts, pretty much do not exist anymore. Most of them are inside IR35, or companies are doing FTC and hiring people on PAYE. Now, this is almost wiped out the junior job market, especially for graduates in things like computer science and finance, because most of those contractors just went back to permanent employment or they left the country. Now, for the people that went back to permanent employment, they're obviously going to be paid more money because they're typically senior staff, which means there's no money left to hire junior people and train them up. Now, a lot of them would have went back into working for a private sector consultancy organisation that provides services to companies in the public sector or in the private sector. And they're now paying more money for these people because these people are hired PAYE. Like myself, I work in consulting, but the day rates are higher because the private sector companies that employ contractors as consultants on PAYE have to charge more. So nobody is really winning here, and no one seems to want to talk about it, and no one is addressing how it isn't just contractors that are actually impacted, it's PAYE permanent members of staff as well. And because of all the tax implications and the law around this tax, companies don't want to take the risk and put someone through outside IR35 in case they are deemed not by HMRC, and then they come down with big fines.
How awful I look, but I just want to come on here and just say how hard it is at the minute to find a job. I, no joke, have applied for every single job on Indeed. Like, I mean, not every single job, but like all the jobs that I want to do, as well as LinkedIn and other websites, and nothing is coming through. All I'm getting is emails, but emails that I've applied, nothing coming back. I don't know if it's my CV, I don't know if it's like my experience, my education, my skills, I don't know, like what, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. It's really stressful. I'm on universal credit, so that's good. And I have got a work coach, which is helping. I had a job interview for that the other day. I didn't get it, but like I'm on the reserve list. I don't know. Oh, I'm rambling on, but to say that like if you're also looking for a job at the minute, then we're in the same boat. And I know it's so hard to find one. I literally have no idea what I'm doing. It's awful.
Unemployment has risen to the highest level in nearly 4 years. Meanwhile, everybody is talking about the same issue. As we all know, all you see in the news is immigration levels, etc., etc. But nobody is going to talk about unemployment levels, and as I said, they are officially at the highest level in nearly 4 years. And let's consider nearly 4 years ago was around post-COVID time where things were just getting back to normal. And obviously unemployment has gone up to get to this level, and nobody's life has gotten better economically at all. We just hear the same statements about immigration, migration, etc., etc., because that's what most of the population want to hear. Meanwhile, most people can't even find jobs no matter what degree they have, no matter what skills they have, no matter what age. Nobody can find a job, and it's simply because there's no growth in the UK, no economic growth whatsoever. Nobody can find jobs because no jobs are available, none are being created. So this comes as no surprise to anyone.
Those of you that follow me might have seen a video of me complaining about the UK job market. Well, I've got more to say about it. I've been applying for paralegal roles, and I had a role back the other day, and they told me they loved my application, loved my CV, and then they sent me a quick test to complete before moving me on to the next stage. On this test thinking, you know, I could probably just take sort of 15-20 minutes out of my day, get this done, max. How long do you think this test takes? Have a think. An hour. For a job I might not get. For a round one, stage one of a job interview process. an hour. I was working full time and I had to take 60 minutes out to do that for a paralegal role that, quite honestly, is probably being paid the bare minimum. It doesn't say the salary. It's probably about max 25k per year. I'm honestly better off going into a hospitality role. Not that I can get that, but I'm better off going into a hospitality role. I just think these companies are crazy, and they're going on about how there's sort of talent crisis at the moment. This is why. You can't ask people to do things like this and then expect the top candidates. You just can't. Anyway, that's today's rant over.
Use your connections to get a job in life. Just use your network to get a job in life. Your uncle is a finance manager at NatWest. My cousin goes to BCU. We're not in the same category. Just say you have nepotism. Don't come to me and give me life advice. Yeah, listen, you might have got better grades than me. I know I got 28 UCAS points and I go to a silly uni. Yeah? But don't give me life advice about, oh yeah, I worked so hard to get this job. Is it? Your flipping uncle. Yeah, I checked on LinkedIn. Got the same surname as you. Working at the same bank, and already I'm not jealous at all that you got internship and I haven't. All I'm saying is that my network, yeah, is full of buddies flipping my cousin from flipping BCU. Do you know what I mean? He chills outside in a fake RS3. He says it's an RS3. It's not even an RS3. It's got a flipping Audi sign. It's got 3 circles. Hasn't even got the 4 rings. It's got 3 rings. Yeah? He's a flipping brokey. That's my flipping network. Yeah? You can say all you want about you working hard. Yeah, but just admit it. You just have to admit, like, you have connections, like your family members work at certain places to get your internships. I've been applying every flipping day. Every flipping day I apply for internships, job placements, grad schemes. What they say, unfortunately, it's just too many people applying for jobs at this time. Well, why don't you take mine into consideration more?